Flower Communion Service was created 100 years ago this month. Today.
100 years ago
today, absolutely. Okay, by Norbert Capek, who founded the Unitarian Church in Czechoslovakia. It is perhaps the most widely celebrated ritual in Unitarian Universalist congregations today. Reverend Capek sought to provide a symbolic ritual that would bind people more closely together with a format that would not alienate any who had forsaken other religious traditions. So, as you've come into the sanctuary today, you've been placing a flower that you brought with them or that you chose at the door, and you put it in the vase. We will be celebrating the history of and participating in this ritual today. Sensei, hello, bonjour. We acknowledge that the land on which we gather is a traditional meeting ground and home for many indigenous peoples, including Cree, Saulteaux, Blackfoot, Métis, and Nakota Sioux. We're grateful for the traditional knowledge keepers and elders who are with us today, those who have gone before us, and the youth who inspire us. A tradition that dates back centuries, land recognition now calls us to acknowledge that we are Treaty 6 people, to remember our responsibility, to deepen our understanding of the treaty, to participate in and support the ongoing process of truth, reconciliation, and healing. And if you are looking for ways to do this, our Reconciliation Speakers Series continues on Sunday afternoon, June 11th. We also have a Truth and Reconciliation resources page on our website that'll give you a lot of pointers. Tawau, bienvenue, welcome. Welcome to Westwood, everyone. And welcome to those of us who are joining us on Zoom this morning. There is room here. A special welcome to those who are first-time visitors, or consider themselves newcomers, or are returning after an extended absence. Westwood is a welcoming, nurturing, inclusive, free-thinking community where all people are invited to rest, grow, and serve the world. Special welcome to Cassie, who's been far away. And to Jen, who we haven't seen live for a long time. It's lovely to have you with us. My name is Brenda Jackson. My pronouns are she and her. I'm your service leader this week, and I'm glad you joined us here today. Rob Wisnura was originally scheduled to be our speaker and musician for this service, but he's not available today. So we're fortunate that we're able to make use of the materials provided by the Unitarian Universalist Association to support the upcoming centennial, well, the actual centennial of the Flower Communion, which is today. So next week, we look forward to seeing Katie Stepke with a puppet show about intersex rights, Isaiah's mission. This would be part of the current Pride Month that we're all celebrating. We hope you will join us, and it will be Second Sunday. You know what that means? Who knows what that means? Potluck. Potluck. It's Potluck Sunday, and of course, potluck is open to anybody, whether you can bring something or not. There's always lots, and we all love potluck Sunday. Okay, great. Okay, and it's held immediately after the service, of course. All right, I'm going to give Cassie a chance to put her flowers in, and David to help me out while I read the opening words and our chalice light. This is from Alice Berry. Children of the earth and sky, we are nurtured, sustained, given warmth and light from above and below. Supported by Earth's strong, firm crust, we build our homes, till the fields, plant our gardens and orchards. When we turn from self and seek to be aware, we will find holy light in human faces, in blossom, birdsong, and sky. When Earth is truly our home, and we are one with all Earth's creatures, parents of Earth's children yet to be. And now, we invite you to join us in our first hymn of the day. I believe it's number 63. The words will be up on the screen here, and it's called Spring Has Now Unwrapped the Flowers. We'll invite our tech people to put the Zoom people on screen so that they can join us in Candles of Joy and Concern. Ours is a welcoming community where we find connection, a spiritual community where we find meaning. Ours is a sharing community where our joys are amplified, a caring community where our sorrows are lessened. We take this moment to reflect on our joys and sorrows and acknowledge the mutual support of our community. If you would like, you may come forward and light a candle in silence or with a brief verbal expression of joy or sorrow. If you wish to speak, please do so first and then go and light your candle over here so that the next person can speak while you're lighting your candle. And the final candle is for all of any joys and concerns that we may still have in our hearts. That one's going to have to be symbolic as well. Please join me in the affirmation of the candles, which will come up on the screen. May the light of these candles inspire us to use our power, to heal and not to harm, to help and not to hinder, to serve the spirit of truth in loving affection and trusting hope.
Usually we save birthdays for a certain week of the month, the last week of the month, but today it happens to be Hannah's birthday, and Hannah has just made such a huge difference to our community since she became our tech lead, and I just talked to her and she said she would not die of embarrassment if we sang happy birthday to her. She's 17.
Each week during our Sunday service, we take a few minutes to acknowledge the gifts we both bring to and receive from this compassionate community. Gifts of talent, time, and treasure. Today, we're blessed with the musical talent, last minute, of Rebecca Patterson, the technical wizardry of Hannah, Bill Lee online, and Lorian Kennedy here as well. And as well as the service of our amiable coffee host, David Williamson. We also acknowledge the gifts of time and service for those who plan, prepare, and clean up after, and Jean-Marcel for being greeter this morning. If you're willing and able to make a gift of treasure to sustain these services, the information for doing so is on the right-hand side of the slide, or there is a plate. There is a plate at the back by Jean-Marcel that you are most welcome to make a donation in. We also have envelopes available if you are making a cash donation and you would like to have it identified for tax purposes. Please join me in singing our gratitude with "From You I Receive, to You I Give."
Together we share, and from this we live.
And now we're going to keep on singing now that you're all warmed up. We have another hymn, and I don't have the hymn number, but it'll be up here on the screen. There we are. Thank you, everyone, for singing out so heartily. The Unitarian Universalist Flower Communion Service originated in 1923 by Dr. Norbert Capek, who lived from 1870 to 1942. He was the founder of modern Unitarian movement in Czechoslovakia, as it was called at the time. On the last Sunday before the summer recess of the Unitarian Church in Prague, all the children and adults participated in this colorful ritual, which gives concrete expression to the humanity-affirming principles of our liberal faith. When the Nazis took control of Prague in 1940, they found Dr. Capek's gospel of the inherent worth and beauty of every human person to be, as the Nazi court records show, too dangerous to the Reich for him to be allowed to live. Dr. Capek was sent to Dachau, where he was killed the next year during a Nazi medical experiment. This gentle man suffered a cruel death, but his message of human hope and decency lives on through his flower communion, which is widely celebrated today. It is a noble and meaning-filled ritual we're about to recreate. This service includes the original prayers of Dr. Capek to help us remember the principles and dreams for which he died. While we have adopted some of the gendered language, we have left the language referring to a divinity in Capek's own words. Please interpret these in a way that is comfortable for your personal spiritual beliefs. Whenever Dr. Capek conducted his flower communion in Prague, he would say this proverb as he consecrated the flowers. Infinite Spirit of light, we ask thy blessing on these, thy messengers of fellowship and love. May they remind us, amid diversities of knowledge and of gifts, to be one in desire and affection, and in devotion to thy holy will. May they also remind us of the value of comradeship, of doing and sharing alike. May we cherish friendship as one of thy most precious gifts. May we not let awareness of another's talents discourage us or sully our relationship, but may we realize that whatever we can do, great or small, the efforts of all of us are needed to do thy work in this world. We use flowers in our ceremony this morning to help us symbolize the love that is hidden deep inside us. Flowers are beautiful, and so are the feelings of love among people. The beauty of flowers cannot be measured, and neither can the feelings of people be measured. Their life is short, but new flowers will replace the flowers that die, and new love can also come into our hearts. A bud is for the babies who have joined us this year. Last year, these babies did not exist. This year, they are here in the world among us. Before they could lift a hand, they learned to smile. Before they could speak, they learned to love. If we help them keep this love in their hearts, they will pass it on to others many years in the future. This flower represents the people living all over the world. Maybe we will never see them face to face or touch their hands, but we can still warm our hands on their hearts because we know that their hopes are like our hopes. Their pain is like our pain. Their love is like our love. These flowers were each placed in the vase by a different person. They stand for all the people here today, and for those who are with us on Zoom as well. These flowers, so lovely today, will fade tomorrow, but the love among siblings, families, and friends will go on and on. We know one another. We know what is in each other's hearts. We have brought our flowers and our love to brighten our church and to gladden our hearts. It's time now for us to share in the flower communion. I ask that each of you, as Rebecca plays the music, approach the communion vase in turn, and as you do so quietly, reverently, with that sense of how important it is for each of us to address our world and one another with gentleness, justice, and love, I ask you to select a flower different from the one that you put in the vase that particularly appeals to you. As you take your chosen flower, noting its particular shape and beauty, please remember to handle it carefully. It is a gift that someone else has brought to you. It represents that person's unique humanity, and therefore deserves your kindest touch. Let us share quietly in this Unitarian Universalist ritual of oneness and love. I invite you to listen now to Dr. Capek's flower communion prayer. In the name of Providence, which implants in the seed the future of the tree, and in the hearts of people the longing to live together in love. In the name of the highest, in whom we move and who makes parents and siblings, those in relationships and those alone, what they are. In the name of sages and great religious leaders who sacrificed their lives to hasten the coming of peace and justice, let us renew our resolution sincerely to be in right relationship, regardless of any kind of bar which estranges one from another. In this holy resolution, may we be strengthened, knowing that we are God's family, that one Spirit, the Spirit of love, unites us, and may we endeavor for a more perfect and more joyful life. Amen. Blessed be. And now we have another opportunity to sing. The words will be going up on the screen. I'm going to ask David to help me out again to extinguish the flame as we have our final benediction. Dr. Capek even managed to practice the flower communion with his fellow inmates in Dachau, using whatever wildflowers, maybe we'd call them weeds, whatever they could find. And just before he was put to death, he wrote this prayer, reflecting on his own life and the state of his spirit. It is worthwhile to live and fight courageously for sacred ideals. Oh, blow ye evil winds into my body's fire. My soul you'll never unravel. Even though disappointed 1,000 times or fallen in the fight and everything would worthless seem, I have lived amidst eternity. Be grateful, my soul. My life was worth living. He who was pressed from all sides but remained victorious in spirit is welcomed in the choir of heroes. He who overcame the fetters giving wind to the mind is entering into the golden age of the victorious.
Little bread and butterflies kiss the tulips, and the sun is like a toy balloon. There are get up in the morning glories in the golden afternoon. There are dizzy daffodils on the hillside, strings of violets are all in tune. Tiger lilies love the dandelions in the golden afternoon. There are dog and caterpillars and a copper centipede where the lazy daisies love the very peaceful life they lead. You can learn a lot of things from the flowers, for especially in the month of June, there's a wealth of happiness and romance, all in the golden afternoon. There are dog and caterpillars and a copper centipede where the lazy daisies love the very peaceful life they lead. You can learn a lot of things from the flowers, for especially in the month of June, there's a wealth of happiness and romance.